Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
It's just cheesy enough. It's true. Watch out. Here it comes. Hello. This is another episode of Matinee Edition with Jared.
Hey, Lucas.
Yes, we are here. This is, wow, God, this is like our third episode? Something like that?
Something
Fourth
like that.
episode?
Fourth. We're getting there.
We're chugging along.
Yeah.
Chugga, choo choo. You know?
We got some interesting news today.
Yeah. You brought up some Fast and Furious news earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Always trying to follow up on the Batman.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's like always Marvel rumors or like actual news out there. So, you know.
Yeah, that's the difference between Marvel and DC. DC's all rumors and speculation. Marvel's mostly confirmed.
It's so true. It's like, I mean, it's just, how many times do I have to say it? Like, I'm just so tired of like just hearing about DC things that aren't gonna happen, and just like while Marvel actually is just like making fucking plans and like checking them off. You know?
Absolutely.
I mean? So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, what do we got today?
Should we start with the Batman?
The Batman. Oh man. So what do we know about the Batmans? We got Matt Reeves is directing it, and did Matt Reeves actually write the script? I think it's his script.
I think it's his script. I know that him and Ben Affleck collaborated a handful of times.
Fair enough. So it might be like a little of both. So, but the script is completely done. They've finally cast a Bruce Wayne, and that's Robert Pattinson.
Team at word.
Yeah. Which, you know,
as
like we talked about, like I'm totally like looking forward to giving that dude a shot at the cape and cowl. So.
Oh yeah.
I think that's kind of awesome that, you know, he might pull it off.
I think that'd be great.
Then we got what else is going on in DC right now?
So, well, I was thinking we talk about the villains.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about.
So what was it? We had Penguin.
Yeah. Okay. So they've listed.
You're the DC
they've
guy.
Listed
here.
like what, like 4 or 5 or 6 villains. 6 villains. That's
I think
what
it was Mad Hatter. Firefly.
Penguin.
Two-Face.
And
Riddler.
They're gonna add Bane. That's a questionable move to me.
That's a lot.
Because I mean, like, do you remember what fucking happened with Spider-Man 3? Spider-Man 3 was just so
that was 3 villains.
Yeah, it was just jam-packed with 3 fucking villains all demanded time.
Hey, I'd be cool like because like the Penguin, we all know his fucking deal. It's a weird looking crime boss.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
And like I'm down for like the first like 5 minutes of it being like, just like him beating Josh Gad's ass.
Yeah. Like getting some info out of him, just beating him up.
And then that villain's gone. I'd be cool if it was like in passing characters that any like knowing Batman fan would know.
Well, and I think that's kind of from what I've read so much about it. It seems like the flow of the film itself is more supposed to be like a crime film where basically Batman's going from place to place trying to piece together the big puzzle.
Who do you think will be these villains overarching villain though?
Well, that's a good question. I think it would either be Two-Face or the Penguin, mainly because their reach.
It's like Kingpin.
They have the reach. Like
it's like Kingpin and Daredevil. He's got control over all the smaller villains.
Exactly. Because they're not gonna. I mean, at least I would hope not. They wouldn't just randomly try and throw the Joker in there. That would be just like trying to jam Venom into the movie.
Have you ever played any of the Batman Arkham games?
I have not actually.
Really?
No.
Okay. Well,
I've heard great things about.
Well, Black Mask is the bad guy in the Arkham Origins one, which is the prequel.
Well,
and at the end of the game, or like near the end, you break the mask. It's the fucking Joker.
Oh, wild.
Yeah. And he's like this super serious crime boss, and he's like, "It was all a game."
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's totally something you could do with the Joker, but
I'm Mark Hamill.
I just think you're in danger of like, because the Batman has like his rogues gallery is almost just as popular and infamous as he is.
Yeah,
and so
it's debatably the most influential rogues gallery in all of comics.
Yeah. So if you don't pay just enough attention to the right characters, you're gonna piss people off, and if you do them wrong, like you're gonna ruin the entire series before it gets off the ground.
I would love to see them like like I won't happen because it was relatively recent with Batman Begins, but Scarecrow being the big figure.
Scarecrow would be awesome, dude. Scarecrow's an intimidating.
Scarecrow is awesome.
Yeah, he's an intimidating character.
He's like that sort of anti-Batman. You know, they have the same sort of mentality about fear.
Yeah, basically like ruling through fear in a way.
Exactly. Just one of them is using it for evil ambitions. The other one's trying to ultimately make something good of it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I love the idea of the Riddler being in a Batman movie just because the Riddler's a really cool character. It's like a character that forces Batman to use his intelligence.
What if it's this super like noir dark Batman film and then fucking Jim Carrey's back and the Riddler totally breaks the tone?
Like, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad about that. I'd be pretty alright with that, honestly.
Yeah.
But I did hear who is this? What's this dude named? The actor, the James McAvoy. He He was like doing an interview. Then he was saying that he would really like to play like somebody like the Riddler.
Have you ever seen Split?
Yeah, dude.
Can we get with how jacked he is?
Oh, man.
Can we get like him playing Bane? Just roided.
He'd be like the shortest Bane, though.
Which I mean that's fine.
Yeah, I mean.
That's
a whole other thing, dude. Like, who the fuck is gonna be Bane?
It has to be like jacked.
Like, you saw Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy did a really interesting job.
Instruments of Gotham's liberation.
Like his voice, like made me like no joke. The first time I watched that movie, like I laughed. I LOL'd when I heard Tom Hardy in the theater. I was just like, you can't take him that seriously.
What was it? What was the line he says on the plane?
It's like something like you don't know fear or something.
No, the one that got memed to shit.
I have no idea.
It was
I can't remember.
It was like, I'm a big boy or something like that. Wait, no, I need to look this up.
But you see what I mean? That like Tom Hardy, an actor of fucking caliber, brought an interesting aspect to that role where it wasn't just a mindless brute, which Bane isn't. That's something that they fucked up in the Batman and Robin movie. I mean, amongst other things. But it was like, you have to find an actor who can portray physically a big brute force while also coming off as not being like, a side character in a Predator cat.
Oh, okay. I found it.
What?
The line is, "You're a big guy for me."
You're a big guy for me. Yeah, dude, his voice though. I'm serious. Like that was what threw me so far for a loop. And okay,
I like that movie.
So speaking of like Bane and Gotham and all that shit. So we were talking about Gotham just like earlier today, right?
Yeah.
The Bane that they brought into Gotham was so bad. Like it was like it reminded me of all the bad things about Tom Hardy's Bane. But like on the low budget that Gotham had.
Yeah.
And,
at least Tom Hardy's Bane was like really fucking badass.
Yeah, like at least he was badass. At least he looked jacked.
He had he was super intimidating.
Dude, I mean the shot, like even though it was like such a quick shot, but the shot of him when he was fighting Batman and he picks him up and cracks him over his knee. Iconic fucking thing in terms of Batman lore.
Yeah.
But like it looked so cool in the movie, even though it was like so quick, and I thought there was gonna be bigger build up to like a moment like that. But like when he lifts him above his head, and you're just like, holy fuck, dude! Like it's not Tom Hardy and
this is it.
It's like Bane breaking the fucking Batman, and you're like, whoa, dude, that looks cool as hell.
And I think the biggest success of of those Batman movies was that the Dark Knight trilogy was that it put Batman in the real world.
Oh yeah,
but it felt real, it felt dark, it felt gritty. It started the whole trend.
Oh yeah.
But when it had to pay homage, it was like, oh shit, it's happening.
Yeah, it did.
That moment.
Exactly, it did a good job at those kind of things. I mean, dude,
and little did Tom Hardy know he'd be going to play Venom.
Yo, for real though, like I love.
I should probably stop doing that.
That you start seeing these actors transition from like one like franchise to another. It's so strange.
Well, I want Tom. If Tom Hardy wasn't Venom, and they're probably gonna roll that in with the MCU. Fuck, dude, I'd want him to be Wolverine.
Dude, Sony wants Venom to be. Let's just talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So Venom, News came out that Sony is really pushing to have Venom included in not Far From Home, which is obviously already done, ready to roll, but the next Spider-Man movie.
Well, what if the next Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 3, whatever the fuck
dude,
it's called.
I'm so nervous about that. Just like the phrase Spider-Man 3 makes me shiver a little bit because it's already fucked up.
I would love because like they really went with the sort of like Ancient Venom type stuff.
That'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
I mean like more so them teaming up and maybe like fighting Carnage.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'd be down because they set up Cletus Cassidy.
Well, there's no way you can have Carnage introduced into a movie without you can't do a standalone Venom movie, like a second standalone Venom movie with Carnage without Spider-Man.
What about some other interchangeable symbiote?
I mean, you could probably get. I mean, I think it'd be more palatable if it was sure, anti-Venoms in the next one.
Yeah, I'd be down.
But like something like Carnage, which has such a direct tie to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like Carnage is a Spider-Man villain. It's not a Venom villain. So like, I don't know. It's just you have to get all those characters together. You can't just like.
I just imagine these like fucking comics writers in like the 70s, 80s, like, guys, people really love Venom.
No.
Let's make a fucking crazier Venom.
I mean, seriously though, Carnage is one of the most like bloodthirsty characters.
Yeah,
I think that has been created.
And then like 30 odd years later, now they're like, guys, we're bringing Carnage to the screen. Yep. Who do we need? Woody Harrelson. White man can't jump. Woody Harrelson. Perfect casting, in my opinion.
No, it's true.
Have you ever seen 2012?
No.
That shitty disaster movie.
That's a John Cusack movie.
Yeah, it's a John Cusack movie. Woody Harrelson's in it as he makes a podcast very similar to our own about him just like ranting about the end of the world. And the picture of him, he's like watching the good guys coming for him. And just to talk with him, he's got like a microscope, and he just like leans over and like very disgustingly eats a pickle, like a crazy man. And I immediately thought back to that when I heard that he was going to be Carnage.
Fair.
Like, this is fucking perfect.
Works.
He's probably a crazy person in real life too.
I mean, honestly, like the dude seems like Woody Harrelson is one of those people I would love to probably sit down and like just like if I had an opportunity, I would love to talk with that cat. Just because he's interesting. Just complete random side note, I know this. He produced and directed and acted in a movie like last year or the year before, which was shot live.
What?
Yeah. So it was in London or something like that, and it was shot like he was carrying a camera, or like somebody was carrying a camera and like just moving. It was just like a live event. It was screened in theaters live. I can't remember the name of the movie. I didn't end up seeing it because like they didn't screen it around here or anything. But it's out there, and I would love to fucking see it. So what a weird concept. And of course, somebody as weird as fucking Woody Harrelson would try and pull that off.
You see, I forget who it was, but there's a filmmaker recently who made a movie and then locked it away for 70 years.
Oh man.
And now like it's
balls
only
on that shit.
I know, like people are only gonna be able to watch it in 70 years.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome to me.
I mean, that is like that takes some dedication too, like to just say like I'm gonna like make this piece of art.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna get the gratification.
Like, and he'll probably be dead.
That cat's gonna be dead. Like I'll probably be dead.
Yeah.
Like it'll just be like some completely random thing that other people put on.
Yeah, probably.
That's fucking cool.
So should we move on to Fast and Furious?
Yeah. So there's like exactly we got Batman villains out the ass. That's coming up. We got, I
think the most important casting of all is John Cena. Coming to Fast and Furious.
You can't see this.
But time's now.
Oh man! But his career is gonna take off after this. So that's the thing. Once you get in a Fast and Furious movie, your career is going places.
I love how the audio just spiked.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to go back and danger that down. But like, so John Cena, do we know what he is actually cast in?
Dude, so I mentioned this to you earlier. Hobbs isn't gonna be in,
which is fucking crazy, man. Like,
he saved the franchise.
No joke. Like, Hobbs and Shaw, sure, they're making a solo spin-off movie, but Hobbs and Shaw are the reason why Fast and Furious has become like something to go watch.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, like, The Rock is entertaining in anything.
It's true, but I'm not going to go see the movie for Dominic Toretto anymore.
But I am going to go see the movie for John Cena, apparently. I mean, like, anybody who hasn't seen it, look up Fat Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
It's a hilarious picture, I think, of him on vacation. And his gut is hanging down.
Oh, man. If I wouldn't get sued for, like, using that as, like, a cover photo, like, that would just be, like, the cover photo for this podcast.
Dude, you gotta, like, make it, like, negative, change the colors and everything.
Just keep it up there.
Or just zoom in on his gut.
We might think about that. But okay, so this the next Fast and Furious movie is what? Fast and Furious 9?
Yeah. If we're not counting Hobbs and Shaw, it's gonna be the 10th.
Well, okay, that's a good question though. Like, does Hobbs and Shaw fall in line with the rest of the Fast and Furious movies, or is it a complete outlier and just like it's literally just a Fast and Furious movie universe?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing because they announced a Charlize Theron spinoff as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's just crazy that the Fast and Furious.
We've gotten to such a place. They started off stealing DVD players.
They were stealing VCRs and DVD players from Toshiba.
With Honda Civics.
And now they're
stopping nuclear war.
It's just
the last one.
It's insane.
So I would pay great money if they do all these spin-offs and shit.
Oh, man.
And in 10 years, we have fucking Vin Diesel picking up Mjolnir. And,
oh, man.
And like at the end of Endgame, when everybody who died's coming back, they bring together all the spin-offs.
All the spin-offs.
Hobbs and Shaw are back.
It's all about family. One last time.
One last ride.
One last ride. God damn it. Dude.
And then Paul Walker. It's all to save Paul Walker. They go back in time to save Paul Walker.
So here's a question I have actually about Pollywood there.
God.
Is like, you know how with Carrie Fisher and with like some of these other dead actors that they've been like plugging into movies?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do that with Paul Walker?
So actually, I saw there's these guys that have been doing these, like, they're VFX artists, and they've been doing these videos of them watching VFX from films and critiquing them.
Okay.
And they did one on like Furious 7, and they showed all the stuff where Paul Walker was actually dead, and they were doing it with his brothers.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Was there
everybody thinks it's just the last shot of the film where they're driving off.
Yeah.
No, there's a close up of his face when they're like jumping between buildings.
Really?
Where he's like, cars don't fly, and it's a close up. I thought it was Paul Walker. It's not.
Holy shit.
I'll send you that video. It's really interesting.
That'd be interesting.
It shows how fucking crazy some of it is.
That's cool. I mean, like,
and the brothers have been talking about bringing that character back.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be so strange, but
I was like, fuck, this is past the uncanny valley now. Like, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, what, dude? It's like we're living in that deep fake world, dude. Like,
man,
this shit's intense. Like, it's
and
hard.
It's Superman has a face that looks like plastic.
I was explaining that to somebody the other day, like, because they had never actually bothered watching Justice League. It's my good friend Phil Collins. So he's never bothered watching Justice League, but I was like, the first shot of it is just Henry Cavill's like CGI'd face, like such a hard start.
Fuck.
And like, I don't know, it's hard to describe how fucked up that was without like somebody seeing it. But to a lesser extent, I feel like that would be, well, not to a lesser. I think it would be even worse actually if they fucked up doing something like that with Paul Walker's character, because then it would be like really like, I don't know, the dude's dead. Like,
that's a bit more controversial. It's disrespectful.
But if they did pull it out, like do something and it, like just pull it out of their ass.
Have you seen you've probably watched The Sopranos?
Oh yeah.
the grandma who dies or something, and this like the shitty like they it's as if they just got like an old lady to sit down and then like photoshopped in the fucking 90s
just
her face over. Oh, it's so bad.
God damn. Okay, but hold on. So back to John Cena though.
We keep going. We're drifting.
So what do we think John Cena is going to be doing in the movie? Do you think he's going to be like he's the next Slugger? There's always got to be somebody who can like throw punches with Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
That was The Rock when he got introduced.
Yeah.
Like that was like I feel like one of the sole purposes of his character.
Stay the fuck out of my way. He was so cool in 5. We just watched 5.
He was,
we talked
man.
about it on a previous
like
podcast.
that's why I'm so bent that they're not going to include him. Like it's, well, I mean, he probably just doesn't want to do it. Honestly,
Fuck.
He probably doesn't want to work with that fucking cast anymore.
Well, he's pretty adamant that there's no bad blood there. But he like when he showed up, it was to trade blows with the Rock, with the Rock, with
The
with
Rock fighting himself
with Vin Diesel. I mean, but now he's done so much like random shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Don't do Rampage. Do another Fast and Furious movie.
No, for real though. Like why?
The dude never stops. He does that
No.
HBO show.
Yeah,
he's
Ballers or
doing
whatever.
he's doing a sequel to San Andreas.
Oh,
That disaster movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it like quality? Did it need a
I heard it was
sequel?
fine. Like it was good. It made
Huh.
money.
Yeah,
But
fair
probably
enough.
because The Rock's in it.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, like no joke though, dude. Like that dude hustles, man. Like
Yeah.
like he.
You started following him on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just like I got the good mana, working hard,
Yeah,
going
like-
to work out 5 times a day.
It's fucking insane. Like I wish I did half the thing, like the amount of stuff the Rock does in one
Yeah.
day. Like I don't know. I just although I just wish he would do that Fast and Furious 9. I just need that. I need
You ever
that
see
that Hobbs shot.
that Central Intelligence movie from a few years ago with him and Kevin Hart?
Oh no, I think I know. I just recently watched Get Smart.
Where
That's
it's
what I
like
was thinking.
Skinny Rock,
But that's The Rock also. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like pre
pre Jacked
full
Rock.
on, like
He in Central Intelligence, it's a meta joke. It's very testament. It's a testament to his personality, and like the joke was at the beginning of the movie. It was them in high school, and he's like this fat kid, and like this fat, ugly, bullied kid. And then he runs into Kevin Hart in a bar, and Kevin Hart was like the jock, but now he's an accountant.
Oh,
He's really unhappy with his life, and The Rock's like jacked.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you look. Kevin Hart's like, dude, you look great. I'm like, what's your secret? He goes, well, I was bullied all the way through high school, and then I worked out 9 hours a day for the past 30 years. That's it. Like, and that's that dude's life. He's almost 50 years old now.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's-
Well, I don't know. The Rock though, like The Rock's, like I said,
he's the
just,
key to success.
Well, and he's just, I mean, yeah, he's successful because he's fucking pushing, and
Watch John Cena do a great job. Like, I think he'll be fantastic.
yeah, I mean, we could sit here all day and knock John Cena's acting abilities just like we could with The Rock. I mean, like
Who would have thought The Rock would actually be like a relatively decent actor?
But as we've seen with him, yeah, he's like, especially from his like some of those early roles. Do you remember one of his like earlier just like solo movie roles was like this movie called Walking Tall?
I have no idea.
Such a shitty movie, and The
Really?
Rock is so bad in it.
Really?
But you see him just get better and better and better, and like
That's
hone
Pain
his
and Gain?
fucking craft. And painting it with Marky Mark, man.
Mark and Anthony Mackie.
That movie is surprisingly cool, actually. Like I thought it was gonna be like completely stupid, but it caught me off guard a little bit. I'll say that.
Rock's great in it.
Yeah,
The Rock is just like consistently The Rock.
yeah. I mean,
He's never gonna win a fucking Oscar,
but
but it's okay.
he's just everything he's doing it like he's doing him, and like that's cool,
I'm not
man.
surprised all these wrestlers turned out being decent actors. You know?
Well, no, I mean, you spend enough time like creating a character, like getting into a character, you learn how to like portray it.
I know people are very passionate about wrestling.
Oh,
I'm not saying it's fake. I'm saying that it is a theoretically scripted, planned out set of actions.
People in places that are portrayed rather than
And
I don't know.
they're doing all the shit. They're hurting themselves.
No joke.
Like The Rock at one point did an interview where he said he was fighting, of all people, John Cena, and he like lunged incorrectly, and he felt the muscle separate from the bone in his leg, and he could have tapped out there, but he put on a fucking show.
No joke. Like you was like, I mean, you watch some of those older matches, especially like those dudes actually fuck themselves up pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not saying it's fake, but I'm not surprised they're good actors. You know,
neither am I.
they know how to follow a script, and that's
Fair
fucking
enough.
more grueling than what most actors, excluding like Christian Bale, will do themselves.
Oh man. Okay, so Fast and Furious, man. Okay,
And then
so
we're getting excited for Hobbs and Shaw.
yeah,
A
Hobbs
month and a half
Shaw,
away.
coming out like that. That'll be like that's probably like the big blockbuster. Of the
We'll be wrapping up our Fast and Furious series soon.
What do you have any idea? Are there any other like bigger blockbuster movies that are supposed to be coming out this summer so far?
I don't think so. I think it was early. Well, Far From Home.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess.
But then like early summer was most of the big stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like most of the big stuff I think has already been like pushed out.
Like Endgame was the one that ended it all.
Literally.
The whopping success of Hellboy was unrivaled.
Oh man. I don't even know if I'm gonna bother
Steaming pile of
it.
shit. Don't.
Like it just doesn't seem like worth it.
I mean, it validates your whole fucking. Why am I Hopper from Stranger Things? Why?
Yeah. I mean, David Harbour.
Yeah, it's validating the David Harbour thing theory for me because it's the same fucking character,
kind of,
just with less grotesque and less gruesome,
less full on Hellspawn, but
yeah, more rock spawn.
Yeah, I mean, like,
hey,
David Harbour would be super fucking cool. But speaking of, so that brings us to Marvel. So Marvel is like, they got Marvel's actually showing it at Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be coming up.
DC that's not. We talked about that, but I
Which
wonder
is
what
just sad.
their actual slate will be that they're going to present, and I wonder what some of the
we've
things.
Seen some leaks. A lot of them seem credible.
Yeah, but I mean, there also are some that aren't. But some of the movies in particular, I personally want to find out more about are the Eternals, mainly because they're roping in. They've already roped in Angelina Jolie in a role. And Keanu Reeves is supposedly being talked to for something in there, and the Eternals is like it's kind of a stretch, I think, for from well-known characters.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with them.
So it's basically the Eternals has you'll probably find out more about Thanos and the beginnings of his culture.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And we might actually, you might actually see talks of the Inhumans and maybe things like that because.
Yeah.
Which also reminds me, I think this was something that I wanted to bring up. In the Eternals movie, I read a rumor that they're supposedly going to be talking about the X gene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
And there is a rumor that Marvel is actually using the snap as a way of bringing mutants into the fold.
Absolutely.
And that's something that they're going to be furthering in that Eternals movie.
Cool.
Potentially.
I'd be down.
That'd be so cool.
Cool. I mean, if we're talking Inhumans and stuff, this just reminded me, we can't forget Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Dude, so this, and this is the beauty of the show. Since the beginning, they've increasingly gotten better and just more intense and bigger and this
characters
season,
change in ways that make
so
sense.
So far has been wild, actually. There were 4 episodes in.
I think 4 or 5 at this point. But it's
five.
Some stuff you're what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Other stuff you're what the fuck is going on? But cool.
Yeah.
It's not like some other films or shows where you're what the fuck is going on? This is stupid.
Yeah.
I buy into all of it.
There's so much random shit that has happened over these seasons that it's so easy to say to be able to just be okay, so now this weird thing is happening.
I feel like it's ramped up in a very appropriate fashion.
Yeah.
The first one was super steroids and Hydra.
Yeah, which is a pretty low key intro into
it was super soldier serum and Hydra, and then Inhumans, and then Hive.
And we had
then Terminator.
Oh,
LMDs, which was that. I think that's still my favorite season.
And then we had the
time travel,
future,
and just some deep sci-fi stuff.
Oh man! But so right now I'm just really confused, but also just curious.
Yeah.
But so there's these weird. Okay, so
the Chronicoms. Let's talk them first.
Yeah, sure. Let's start with the Chronicoms. So the Chronicoms have had their entire planet destroyed, and what really sounds the way this lady, the head, I don't remember her name, the head Chronicom lady.
Yeah, the way Sarah or something like that.
The way she was talking about their planet being destroyed. Maybe this is me, but I immediately jumped to Galactus because I was like,
really?
Well, just because they were this has happened to other planets. This is a mysterious thing that keeps happening. These planets just keep disappearing.
So what I was thinking with the whole
but I mean, it's not going to happen.
So I'm assuming it ties into what Coulson's there for.
Oh yeah. Well, Coulson,
But I thought Sarge. I immediately thought with like the bat thing, putting it together, I was like, their leader's coming. I was like, an Nihilus.
Yeah. That actually could very well be consuming everything. The weird demonic bat things, like. That actually could be, but
they brought back up the monoliths.
Yeah, like that.
Well,
that was a whole
this
thing.
Like interdimensional stuff.
Like they talk about all 3 of the monoliths, but I think they're going to be focusing on that one that they
never touched on.
They never touched on
because we all thought that was going to happen last season.
But they mentioned in this one that they think it might have something to do with life and death.
Yeah,
which would be fucking crazy.
Who knows?
But like I'm still just fucking blown away that these weird little bat creatures basically like burrow inside you, take over your body,
try to find a suitable host. If the host dies,
when the host dies, it kind of takes over the body, and then explodes into like.
If it doesn't find another host, it turns into crystals.
That's what it is. It's like if it doesn't leave the host in time and finds another one, it starts turning into crystals. Which is fucking crazy, dude. Like both those times that you've seen those like shots of like somebody doing that, it's fucking hard, dude. You're like, oh. But which brings me to that scene. So Sarge in this episode, Sarge as May, kind of kidnapped or captured or whatever.
Definitely.
And he tries to get her to switch sides and understand whatever the fuck is going on.
It almost seems like they're good guys.
Yeah, well, it almost seems like, maybe they're anti-heroes in a way, where it's like...
It still looks like they're trying to destroy the world.
They're going from world to world,
good reason,
destroying them for good reasons. Yeah. Maybe
well, it was like he mentioned that they're waiting for whatever their leader is.
This one, they're waiting for their leader to show up,
and then once it shows up, they're going to destroy the world, hoping that it kills whatever it is.
Well, which also reminds me, like in this, Sarge made a Ghost Rider reference in this episode.
Wait, really?
Not like a direct Ghost Rider, like I know Ghost Rider kind of thing. It was just like, well, maybe my head will catch fire and blah blah blah. And I was like, that's a rumor that's been like played this entire against Coulson was like maybe this is like a Mephisto thing and he's brought back to life as like a being like used by the Mephisto to like.
Okay, I'm trying to think because he mentioned like the name of the race or the name of the creatures.
Oh yeah, I cannot remember.
I'm looking at a quick article right now.
But it literally sounds like Coulson and his Sarge Shrike.
Yeah.
Sounds like Coulson and his team are basically jumping from world to world, chasing after these things, or trying to find them because they were let loose on the fucking universe or some shit. And so it kind of does paints them as like maybe they're not necessarily the bad guys, like the big bads. They're just people that look like they're killing random people.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
So
I have no idea what is going on here.
I don't know. But the other side of the coin, though, so we got everything going on Earth, but with the Chronicoms and in space, so the Chronicoms have their fucking planet destroyed, and then in this episode, they kidnap Gemma and Fitz and fucking Daisy and the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
And that's when you find out that their planet has been destroyed, and now they're
trying to find a means to travel through time to prevent it.
Exactly. Which they believe can be discovered by Fitz.
Yeah.
Which is like the biggest...
Enoch is... I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Enoch now.
I don't know, man. Enoch was my homeboy like just 2 episodes ago.
He fucked him over like 3 times.
And now he's like a fucking jerk. Like, dude, like you
can tell he's torn.
How can we twist Fitz into like... How can we manipulate Fitz into creating time travel for us? And then Enoch just rats him out like that. He's like, yo, dude, hurt Gemma. And then he'll do it. And it's like, what the fuck, Enoch?
Yeah, it's like, come on. What are you doing?
Pizza shit, dude.
I love all of Enoch's lines where it's like, we have recently became besties.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Like, if you were such besties, though, man, like...
I will always care about you, Leopold.
I mean, I guess it is kind of tough. Like, I can't say I've been in his position. I don't know how it is. I've never had my entire home planet or race destroyed because I mean currently we're recording this podcast. So, currently we're doing it ourselves. We're our own Enoch.
Oh no!
That's terrible.
Just look up into the sky, and go no.
Whoa. So I mean, like I said, I guess I can't really like necessarily cast too much shit on the dude.
Yeah, I mean,
his entire race was destroyed.
I get it.
Maybe
to
he's
a point.
Just really, but it's his bestie. How can you like
not his bestie?
How can you lock your bestie in a room and tell him to make time travel
and then gas him?
That was like, I
was like, what the fuck?
So what I'm wondering, actually, never mind. I take that back. This is just what I was wondering immediately after the episode stopped, which I also immediately realized was stupid. I was like, he gassed Fitz, and I was like, where are they gonna take him? Back to their like home planet? And I was like, no.
Oh, wait, he's dead.
That's the whole fucking point. It's destroyed.
I did also love Enoch's interaction with like the leader of the Chronicoms, where he's like, I cannot believe I allowed you to have access to my data point.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, Enoch fucked her.
Yeah, it sounds like Enoch and the leader of the Chronicoms have let's just call it a romantic history.
A flair.
Do Chronicoms are they romantic? You think? I mean,
how would that work?
I don't know.
That's weird, man.
That's weird. I still don't even fully know what the Chronicoms are. They're like
I get Watcher vibes.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just associate it with the Watcher race, but
they're very much like don't interfere unless it's an extinction.
And they don't like to be called like machines or anything, even though they're pretty much machines.
They mention also in that episode, it's like if they would be pursuing me, then that means that the extinction level event has yet to pass.
Yeah,
and I was
actually,
like,
so
shit, it's gonna still happen.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So like, it means that the whole event that they thought that they were,
it means that it was never fucking. It was like a side quest. It was never fucking.
It wasn't actually the big.
It wasn't Graviton.
No, that was.
Which I also thought at the end of last season, because remember the girl, the Robin. She was drawing all the pictures, and there's the picture she gives to Fitz when she's like, "You have to save them," and that event never happens in the show. It's like these weird like things with tentacle arms, and like everybody's like laying on the ground around him. I was like. At the end of last season, I was like, fuck, what happened here?
Do you think that could be some weird thing in this season?
Yeah, that Fitz is going to save them all from something else.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
God damn, dude.
But then it really... Okay, I have a personal gripe with time travel. This is one of the things I didn't like with Endgame. Mm-hmm. When you introduce time travel into the picture, all stakes are lost. Thankfully, Endgame did it in a way where it wasn't like you could correct stuff.
Fair enough.
It was very morally ambiguous because they knew they would be fucking over another reality if they did something.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I'm kind of with you. Like when you introduce time travel into a storyline, it almost like I don't know. It's almost like just like a great big fucking MacGuffin because it's like you can.
Oh, it's the mother of them.
You can just write yourself into any storyline.
Yeah.
You can write yourself out of any storyline. Which is maybe what they're doing here at the tail end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then they're just like they've just like found themselves into like places that they just don't know what to do, so they're just like fuck it, dude. Like it's just time travel our way out of this, and like
man, I wish.
I really hope that that's not the case because that would be just like a big cop out. I would rather just see like one tangible storyline to the end.
Me too. But I think I prefer that as well.
Man, but I mean it's still just like a fun show. Like it's just a fun show to watch, and I feel sorry for the people that have camped on it. Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, if you haven't watched it, you think it's bad, just watch it.
Yeah. That being said, I can't really recommend the same thing for Gotham.
Get back to shitting on DC. Let's do
it. Everything comes back to shitting on DC. Now, what else we got? So, I mean, I still like... Damn, dude. Okay, so Marvel... what else has Marvel been up to? I told you that the Marvel has been... actually, so I think this is probably... This might be because of all the fan cast stuff online. Marvel is actively considering people to start filling the roles for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And they are actively considering John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. And I believe what I read was Liam Hemsworth for the Human Torch, Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool. I mean, like, I'm like I would love to see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I think he would do a fucking great job.
Yeah, I'd be down. I've been liking him a lot lately. You guys have probably heard about my crazy, just like love of John Krasinski because of other stuff I've watched him in.
I mean, dude, like
I've mentioned it a handful of times on the show.
It's just I don't know. I think he's ready for a big role.
Yeah, let's move on from The Office. It's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years.
Like, it's time for us to move on, except it's not coming back.
No.
He's a funny dude. I mean, he's the fucking perfect candidate for a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
After watching Jack Ryan, like, yeah, it's lighthearted when it needs to be. It's serious when he needs to be.
Yeah. But
he directed The Quiet Place, which was one of my favorite movies of last year.
I heard they're making a second movie.
I heard the second one's going to focus on, like, different survivors. Not the family again.
I definitely hope that's the case, because that would be really strange to try and make a sequel focusing on the same group of people.
I saw a theory that A Quiet Place is part of the Cloverfield universe.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
there's no rhyme or reason to that shit either.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the
Paradox?
Yeah.
No.
It was cool, actually, and like the way it ended, how it ended, totally like actually set up the original Cloverfield movie.
Yeah.
Because it introduced like the giant monsters.
Yeah, and I guess also I've seen clips of it. You know, when the ship's like or the pod's falling out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in the distance, in one of the shots in Cloverfield, right around the beginning.
Okay.
And they're like on the pier.
Yeah.
You can see like a pod hitting the water.
Oh shit.
In the distance.
Wow.
Like you have to like really fucking zoom in.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it's kind of an interesting little like set of movies that they created there. Just because there's so much mystery to it, like you don't really like. You're just left with like, what the fuck is going on in this world?
There was that like sort of zombie horror movie from. It was why am I forgetting the name? The dude who plays Fitz was in it. Overlord. From like last year, towards the end of last year.
Oh, that was the one. Like it was like
Nazis.
zombie Nazis or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't actually end up catching it.
That was
I really
supposed
wanted
to be a Cloverfield movie, but then afterwards there was sort of a negative backlash to Paradox.
Really?
They removed the Cloverfield title.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I guess the whole thing with Paradox was like it rippled through time and space and all the dimensions and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that happened because of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I mean that. To me, like that kind of shit's fun. Like I like, kind of
why
seeing
not?
those. Yeah, exactly. Like why not? Like,
it's interesting.
It could play or it could not. And
it's like the it's like the why do I forget? Jordan Peele just brought it back.
Oh, the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
It's like a film version of the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone has always been one of my favorite pieces of science fiction.
Have you watched any of the new stuff?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Jordan Peele keeps a really good pace for the show, and he keeps like.
How long are the episodes?
I think they're rounding out about an hour. I don't think they're any longer than an hour.
That's cool.
But yeah, dude, like they're just like sinister enough. They're just like, I get the same feeling after I watch an episode where I'm just like unsettled. I'm just like, whoa. It's like watching Black Mirror. It's the same thing. Like you're just kind of like.
I feel like Black Mirror is jarring enough because of like the satire, you know.
Yeah, well, Black Mirror is jarring in a way because it's like there's a very like to me some of those things that you see in Black Mirror are very, very feasible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In terms of like where we're at as a species,
we're already getting there.
Yeah, Twilight Zone is a little more like outlandish where they come up with things like like a camera that the centerpiece of a story is like a camera that can reverse time, so it's like there's not necessarily like a
wait, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 90s Konami game that absolutely stole that.
Oh, I mean, well, no, I mean they're like that I'm sure that idea has been stolen a million times, or
probably
used a million times, but
no idea is original anymore.
But like what I mean, like there's less of like an actual like. At some point, there's like a less realistic thing that happens.
Yeah.
In Black Mirror, it's like it just feels all realistic.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's even, wasn't there that episode Metalhead?
Oh.
Where it was like the robot dog chasing the girl down, and she ends up just like getting a teddy bear at the end or something like that.
I don't know if I've seen that one actually.
It's I think off of last season.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm blanking on it. I just watched that one with like Anthony Mackie in it, and
I'm watching it in the new season.
Just fucking. It's just. I mean, it has a lot to do with. Closet homosexuality, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that it's and also like Miley Cyrus is in it.
No, that's like a different. That's a
different
episode, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, like so far, I've watched that one episode of this newest season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as fucking good as everything else. But
yeah. On the note of no ideas being original anymore, we're getting to the time to wrap up this podcast.
It's true. Well, it's been another episode of Matinee Edition, and it's been great.
It's as always fantastic. Probably take a break next week because I'll be out of town, but
you're gonna be in Paris, right?
Yeah, going on trip.
Hell yeah.
Head across the pond for the first time.